Mercy's mission is to provide compassionate care and exceptional service to all those who need it. I think telemedicine, virtual care, enables us to expand that mission to a whole new group of people.
Telemedicine for our ministry is really about bringing care back to the patient's community.
When you move people and things around, it's expensive. When you move electrons around, it's cheap.
So the way the ministry works and the way telemedicine can expand the ministry is it reaches out to a lot more people.
They encourage us daily to do the best job we can, and everything they do is consistent with compassion, dignity, and giving the patient the best quality care possible.
So we take very seriously that word ministry. It permeates everything we do.
I think the thing that sets us apart in telemedicine is the profound commitment of the highest leadership at Mercy.
We're fully committed. We've jumped in the swimming pool, so to speak, on population management and population health, and much to the benefit of our ministry and our community.
We're able to bring the expertise of board-certified intensivists and highly experienced critical care nurses to all of our communities. And we can do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which I think is a huge advantage over days past.
We've learned a lot along the way. I think we made some mistakes up front that we learned from and got better. For example, many times we would put a telemedicine unit in a conference room. We'd have the patient come into the conference room. That was a mistake. It's a mistake because that doesn't feel like a physician's office. That feels like a conference room.
My life was pretty hectic before EICU. I was there most of the nights dealing with patients that would come into the intensive care unit, dealing with most of the phone calls.
I'll tell you, I now sleep at night when I go home, and I know that my patients are being watched by people I trust.
So for us, the infrastructure is golden. And now we're just going to build on that. And now I can add any service I want because my infrastructure is so sound.
I recall a patient that we had from Rolla who worked on some of the boats that go up and down the Mississippi River. He was only at home in Rolla for maybe a few weeks at a time before going back out on the river. And I saw him via telemedicine on, say, a Monday. We talked about his symptoms. I showed him his MRI. We brought him down to Springfield about 3 days later. I met him in the preoperative area for the first time. We did the surgery. He had a great outcome.
Probably the one that stands out for me is what occurred with when we first started telestroke.
It was our very first telestroke program. And we're all excited because you're getting your mobile card in the ED and you're waiting for that first stroke patient to arrive.
A 50-year-old patient was at his kitchen table with his wife and had a stroke, collapsed at the table. She had two options. She could take them to the university hospital, which was hours away, or she could bring them to the local hospital, which she did. They were able to bring the neurologist in via the telemedicine and then administer the clot-breaking drug, TPA. And that 50-year-old had all the damage that was beginning to happen before their eyes with the paralysis and the inability to speak, all reversed within the next 12 hours.
He's got his life back, and what better than that?
I've taken care of several kids with those types of disorders where they really couldn't get, I don't want to say any care, because they're getting great medical care, but when it came time to talking about the developmental issues and what you could do and what medicines could play a role and what therapy should they be involved in, they really had nothing. And so to be able to sit down with them, and some of the moms would be in tears and say, I never knew this. I never knew that there was hope. I never knew that there were options for my child.
So the future is really exciting, almost limitless.
Today I have a stroke specialist, but if he gets recruited somewhere else and we don't have one, I fill the gap with telemedicine.
It's really harder for me to think what we can't use this for.
We're going to create a new virtual care center. It's a physical space, but it's really just the connector, because in the virtual world you don't have to all be in one building, but you need a hub.
People can't conceptualize what it actually means. And to be able to see it all in one place, in action, the centralized monitoring, the consults happening, the different workflows that occur to the benefit of the patient, all in one place.
The sisters were pioneers. In fact, in the 1850s, when they were really coming to the U.S. and spreading out across the country, They were delivering a new model of care at the time. So for them, that was the pioneering effort to build a hospital. And today, we carry on in their footsteps, and we're going to be pioneers just like they were.